piloted this online educational program, and the goal was really for NCSY and for college campus. That was where we thought it was going to work, because it was, the age-old challenge with NCSY. How are you going to get a kid to go to a dual curriculum when they're 16, 17 years old, but your main way to find them is free pizza during club hour. So most of free pizza during club hour kids are not the kids who are looking to swing to a dual curriculum life at the age of 17. So it's a little bit of an internal contradiction. So we started it for that, and then Rabbi Foreman has a group of people who are Foreman junkies, for lack of a better term. They found out he was doing this, and they said, let's try it in school and let's see how it works. And they took the program and opened our eyes to how this should be done the right way and how it can work in a day school. And we ran it in Hank, Hafter, Elite Academy, and Beth Tefillah in Baltimore. And it was taught in 3 different ways in those 4 schools. It was taught fully in class on the smartboard like a talking textbook. It was taught fully online, like this is either remedial or an advanced placement type of course. And it was taught the way that I like, but who cares what I like, which is the blended learning model. And that got, what I call, and I'm sure that there's educational parlance for this, and I wish I knew how to speak it, but where the teacher spends more time working on little and big and less time on middle. And sort of the way that works is the video covers the chomer, covers the basic content, and then the skills and the big discussion is what the teacher spends their time doing. And based upon, go ahead.
So in a sense, you're flipping the classroom in that sense.
Yeah, correct. Sometimes within the classroom, but still flipping the classroom, correct. And depending on the school and how they did it, that's sort of how it wound up happening. What we've done is we took their advice, their guidance, we redid all of the videos to make them a little bit more professional, certainly a little bit more clean. We built teachers' guides around 2 of our classes. We have two fully college credit recommended courses. One is called Genesis Unveiled, the first 12 chapters of Bereshit, and the other is called Yosef, which shockingly enough talks about Yosef. And those are the 2 courses. Shayna, 1 second, sweetheart. Hey, Justin. Those are the 2 courses that we have that are fully college credit recommended. And then we have 2 adult ed courses. They're not adult ed. They're adult ed because they're not college credit recommended, so they're shorter. We call them adult ed. There's no reason why they're more adult than not. One course is called Pursuing Peace, which is on Pirkei Avot, and the other course is on Seres HaDibros, is on the 10 Commandments. That was originally crafted to be core curriculum for birthright buses.
Oh wow, very nice.
So that was all of the education has English and Hebrew. It's all geared towards an audience that knows nothing. But our teacher's guide, doesn't know nothing, is motivated and able to learn, but we don't assume any basis of knowledge in terms of Judaic studies.
If someone has a baseline of knowledge, would they also be able to benefit from this program?
100%. The teacher's guide is there to build it out so you can look at Rishonim and Achronim if you want. And what Rabbi Foreman has, if you're not familiar with him, with many people are not, is that he's the book, my favorite book of his is called The Queen You Thought You Knew, where he takes Megillat Esther and you see it with whole new eyes. And he's done that with Chumash also. That I've learned Chumash now for many, many years. I've learned Sefer Bereshit several different times and taught it. I've never seen it like this. It's just a different way to look. He does what most people don't do, which is he uses the Chumash as a commentary on the Chumash. See, I've learned Chumash before with Rashi and Ibn Ezra and Kli Yakar and whoever else it may be. I've never learned. Hi, Kiv, you want to say hi to Tati's friend, Rabbi Wexler? Come here, come say hi. Okay, but now Tati has to talk to him. So can you go to Ima, please? Okay?
No, I want to go up.
I know you want to go up here, but in 2 minutes, okay? Go to Ima for 1 minute, and I've got a special surprise for you that I brought back from the conference, okay? Do you want the special surprise? So please listen. Go to Ima, and I'll be back, okay?
Come, Akiva and Shayna.
Can you go to Ima, please, sweetheart? You can say hi to Rabbi Wexler, too. Hello, Kissy. Just say hi. Just stand there. Well, you accomplished number 3 awesome. Okay. Can we take her? Sorry, thank you. I shouldn't have used this computer, but I was getting a lag on that one.
No problem. Dad?
Sorry, they think that when we are on this computer, we're chatting with their grandparents. So they're like, That does
Got
not look like software property.
Right.
What is happening over here? So, yeah. I go away for a couple of days, and next thing you know, we've got new grandparents. So those are the courses. We do not have a well, it's not true. Our 10 Commandments is not built out. We've got the videos. We have very little discussion, very little question, very little teacher's guide. The Pirkei Avot is more built out, but it's a unit. It's not a class.
Okay.
But what would work great for maybe the Hashkafa, the Hashkafa course or whatever else it may be. And the other two courses, depending on if they're fully in class, fully online, or the hybrid, will take anywhere in between a year to a semester to 3 months if it's fully online, for advanced students.
Got it.
And we've got pretty substantive teacher's guides I can take no credit for. But we hired a bunch of PhD Azrieli students to go through the stuff, and together with them and Rabbi Foreman, built what I think is a good teacher's guide. And our main litmus test is my wife, who teaches it at Hank. And she
That's awesome.
So that's we get all the constructive criticism, and we get some of just the plain criticism also. So unless that's been recorded, in which case my wife never just criticizes for the sake of criticizing. It's only always constructive.
Totally understand. I'm just trying to think. So if I had a teacher that, let's say, wanted to experiment and teach maybe like one unit, so the Pirkei Avos unit may be a good beta for that, right?
That would be an awesome beta for that type of teaching. If they're teaching Chumash, the first unit of Genesis Unveiled teaches Rabbi Foreman's pedagogy. Which is all about textual study. He gets into it based upon using the concept of the tree of knowledge of good and evil as a basis for that. So it's Bereshis, it's Rosh Hashanah. I mean, it's
Sure.
a common theme, but it's not critical to Bereshis. It really teaches how he teaches.
Sure.
So that's another also good beta. That's 19 videos. The Pirkei Avos is 13 videos.
Would the thank you. Would the Genesis class? What grades would that be, Martin? Would that be good for? Could that work for a 10th grade, or is that more of a junior senior type?
No, 10th grade was good. 10th grade cannot be fully online. The topics need to be broken down and discussed. We found that we had 9th and 10th grade students take an independent study based upon how they did on their midterm final and some of the participation. Some of it was over their head. When my wife taught some of the 10th graders in class, and at Beth Tefillah they taught the 10th graders in class, breaking down the topics was good.
Okay.
Because they use the videos as much as a trigger video and chazara as opposed to here's how we're pacing the class, and they used it to supplement how they were otherwise teaching. Okay.
Let me ask you a question. I'll put you on the Budweiser hot seat, as ESPN used to do. I have let's say there's a person who is not uncomfortable, but just not necessarily familiar with teaching, in this format. What would you say to a teacher who wants to, dabble and is an intelligent risk taker, but it just has a little anxiety, is a little uncomfortable doing it? What would you say to that teacher?
So to me, I think it's extremely exciting and pretty thrilling to be able to do something new. The biggest resistance we've gotten from teachers is, are you trying to replace it being my class? And the reason why we developed all the courses as we did, which is the Khan style, so you don't actually see Rabbi Foreman.
You're referring to Khan Academy?
Yeah, to Khan Academy, yeah. Okay. So the reason why it was designed that way, and we could have built it so it's fully an independent course, it's really your course. And you lock and unlock and edit and change whatever you want. So if you want to do one video a week, awesome. If you want to do one video a day, awesome. If you want to go faster or slower or use our questions, not use our questions, the only thing that we require two things. When I say the only thing, we only require two things.
Okay.
One is any changes you make, we get to see, because the odds are likely is you'll teach it better than we could. So that's critical. And also because we record your changes, you'll teach it better the second time than you did the first time. So why reinvent the wheel? So that's sort of concept number one. And concept number two is if your students want to take it for college credit, it's just like the AP. All of this is free to the schools. It's free to the students. Like an AP, if they want to pay for the test at the end and see how that transcript takes them in college, so then there's a fee for it, depending on what level of transcript they want. If they want to do that, they need to take our midterm and our final, because that's how our accreditors know that we're actually teaching this stuff.
Okay.
So that those are the only two requirements we've got. But I would only tell the intelligent risk taker, now that I've the pulpit rabbi part of me, that they might be intelligently risking their class, but they're going to be part of building something that I think is going to be very exciting to the future. It's like the first guy who used an art scroll Gemara. I'm positive that there are a bunch of reasons why that was a miserable experience, and it felt like cheating, or it felt like this, or it felt like that. But once you knew how to harness it correctly, it changed a little bit the way you learn B'kiyas. For some people better, for some people worse.
Right.
But where this can make you better, I'd even say it a little bit differently. Where we can eliminate some of the preparation and follow through and some of the more menial stuff that the teacher has to do. And now the teacher can spend more time working on skills and bigger stuff, connecting with the kids. I think that the teacher goes home probably a little bit more scared about what the class is going to look like, but probably a lot more fulfilled at the end of the day, potentially.
Well, I have to cut in. I think you really just hit that on the head, because, as our school, our focus really here this year at Czech Hill Community School is skills and content, but also building those relationships and spending time with those kids. So, and you just mentioned both of those points. For the Hillel teachers that are here, I'm going to be ending this broadcast, and then I'm going to continue talking to Aryeh off camera. But if you're interested in more, it's alightstone@gmail.com. I'll give you all his contact info. Rabbi Lightstone is a tech guru pioneer, although he's a little humble. He thinks he's on the coattails of people. But if you want to be part of something great, let's go in and contact him. Take care, guys.